Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and yesterday I did a live stream. I didn't have a lot to say, to be honest, because the price wasn't really doing very much. But what I did do is I put in some monthly levels that I thought might be quite interesting. So what I was doing, I was just looking for kind of areas where the price had reversed on the monthly time frame. So like the kind of bottom of a wick, or when a candle changes from being like red to green. So I was just looking at this like red to green there, the end of that wick there, the end of that wick there, and this red to green here. Okay, so if we do that and then swap to say like the 12-minute time frame, let's just have a look at what it did. Okay, so this was the start of the live stream, and you can see the price here was around about that 91 230 sort of area, and I did draw on these like yellow scribbly lines here, suggesting some ideas of what might happen. You know, either it would go up to this one, come down to that one, or down to this one. So in fact what it did, it came down to the lower one down there at 89,074, and then in the evening last night it kind of stayed around that level. So I do think it is a worthwhile exercise every now and again just to sort of go out to the monthly time frame and look for those price reversals and just put in some levels that you think might be interesting. It's basically the levels that the price has been to before and then kind of interacted with, so like reversed or just hung around that level for a while. And it's now Saturday morning, coming up to midday, and this is where we are. So if we zoom out to say the 1 hour, you can see here that this is kind of making sense. You know, it looks like we are sort of in this range here, but you know, it is possible we could get a sweep down to here, which would take us down to about 82,400. But you see, if we go out to the 4 hour time frame, you can see that what we've done is kind of filled in this inefficiency from over here, which was back in April. So if that bit is done now, it looks to me like we could go back up to here. So I am cautiously optimistic that we could go back into that kind of area there. Okay, so let's put on our indicator, Quadzilla, and sure enough you can see this bearish retracement level up here, meaning that the price is likely to go up here and then pull back. However, it is glaringly obvious as well that we could also come down here, sweep that level, and then go back up there. And that, of course, would make a double bottom there, which is one of my favourite patterns. So that is kind of what I'm looking at today. Now, I have started to sort of go into some long positions around about this level, 89436. But they're only small positions at the moment because it's the weekend and I don't really know what's going to happen, and I don't want to be staring at the charts all weekend either. But yeah, that's the level I'm going for. I also did along with Solana as well, just on the assumption that Solana's probably going to follow Bitcoin anyway. But that is a low leverage one that I can add into if the price comes down. So I'll be quite happy to add more in if the price dips down to say like 120 or 110, something like that. Now the thing is, on the 4 hour time frame, you can see these yellow and green lines. The green is a 55 EMA, the yellow is a 21 EMA. Now you can see here on the 4 hour time frame that these EMAs crossed bearish well over a month ago on the 30th of October, and as a consequence the price has been coming down since. Now they are starting to flip back over, but it's kind of not very convincing because it keeps going backwards and forwards. So at that point what I tend to do is look at a slightly higher time frame and try and get some more sense of what is really happening. So I'd probably go up to something like the 6 hour, say. And to be honest, that's not much better because that crossed bullish and then it went bearish again. 7 hour is the same. Okay, so maybe the 9 hour is the one to look at. And here you can see these EMAs. The red one is a 5 EMA. The cyan one is a 9 EMA. So for this to go bullish again, what we need to see is the red 5 EMA come back up and cross over the cyan, and then it sort of pulls the rest of them with it. And I think at that point I'd be happy that we have a reasonable reversal. And of course, what I'd like to see is something like a green background like we had here on the 21st of November. But we won't see that until this convergence band has gone right down here below the 20% level. But overall, we've got a low there and we've got a higher low there. Looks like we're making another higher low there. Up here, we've got a high there. We've got a higher high there. So if we get another higher high, we could be going back up again. So generally my summary is, and this isn't financial advice, this is just what I think we'll either go up from here or we'll dip down to 82.5k and then go back up. That's what I reckon. I'd love to know what you think. So let me know in the comments. Now, I have also been trading Ethereum over on ByBit, and I did close my trade yesterday with a reasonable profit, actually. It wasn't as good as it could have been because I was still long when we were up here, and I kind of watched it come down, and then I closed my position. So I am looking to re-enter as well. And what I had noticed was, once again on my favourite time frame, the 12-minute, you could see what was going to happen. So I should have known when we were up there that we were going to come back to here, and that's exactly what we did at about 5 p.m. last night. That said, looking at the EMAs again, even here on the 12-minute, they do look like they might go back up, so I might gingerly go back into an Ethereum position as well. So there you go. I'm trading Bitcoin on BitGet, and if you want to do that, I can get you up to a $30,000 trading bonus if you go to savewith.crypto.org/BitGet. I'm trading Solana on Bitunix. Currently, I can get you a 30% trading bonus for new users if you use the link at savewithcrypto.org/Bitunix. At some point, I'll probably be trading Ethereum here on ByBit. Now, ByBit is actually probably my favourite exchange, certainly the one I've been using the longest. Unfortunately, you can't use it in every country, but if you can use it in your country, then I'd suggest you take a look. I can get you up to a $30,000 trading bonus with that as well if you use the link savewithcrypto.org/ByBit. But for now, I'm not actually in a position there. I'm tempted to set one at, like, say, 3,000 for Ethereum, and then maybe try and build a position over the next few days if it comes down further. I think everything will follow Bitcoin, to be honest. So that's what you need to keep an eye on. Now then, I have heard horror stories about people's YouTube channels getting cancelled, so please do watch this. Please note that this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Any information or opinions provided are not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decisions. A full legal disclaimer is in the description of each video and live stream. Anyway, for now, it doesn't look particularly interesting, does it? We just seem to be going sideways, so could it be the calm before the storm? Maybe. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. While you're down there, please do make sure that you are subscribed and you've got the notifications turned on. Do give the video a great big fat like. That's really, really important. I'm trying to get more viewers. I really am. And you can help do that. I'm sure you can. All right. So, yeah, above all, tell your friends.